Today, the Utumishi girls were arraigned in court. And according to these girls, they cited the following reasons for banning the school. Change in examination timetable, a school cultural event that reportedly required students' contribution and influence from peer at a neighboring boys' school that had recently gone on strike. But do you think this is actually a just cause for the students to set the dormitory ablaze that left 16 or more students lifeless? According to the CCTV footage, we clearly see that the particular cubes are target cube 11, 12 to around 13, where the pathway to the main entrance is. And remember, after lighting the fire, they went ahead and threw cube to cube from cube 11 fire, which didn't light, cube 12, and to the main entrance that left these Utumishi students trapped inside the dormitory. So the main question could be, where did these girls actually get the paraffin that they used to set the dormitory ablaze? And where was the matron on duty, any soldier, teacher on duty, more or less responsible? What could they be telling us or not telling us? Well, before we get into it, welcome back to our channel. Press that subscribe button for more news bulletins on Real News, the channel where you get all your trending bulletins. Now, do you think that the government is actually protecting these minor students? According to the vague explanation, reasons why they set the dormitory ablaze, while students came out and parents defining the real meaning of the fire. It was a revenge strategy against fellow girls and the takeover of lesbianism in single schools. Do you think that is justifiable enough by the students saying they had a misunderstanding with the administration? The principal, if you hate the principal, does this mean that you are going to ban the dormitories? No. Does it mean you are going to kill your fellows? No. Remember, this tragedy left 16 or more students lifeless, with some having to jump over to save themselves, left with fatal injuries like fractures that will not heal anytime soon. Remember, we don't have spare parts. Is there anything the government is hiding to actually protect these kids? Well, I had a very big life, and a parent came out to justify the actual reason why these students were revenging. The investigations, these girls planned to touch the dormitory, and at around 9 p.m., they carried out this very act till 12 a.m., which CCTV footage clearly captures them in the action. And do you think there will be actual conviction if these girls are really proven guilty? What is their fate? Will they be charged for manslaughter, or will it be murder or arson? Well, let me hear your views on the comments section. And before we continue, I'd like to thank all our die-hard supporters for strongly supporting our channel. We wouldn't be where we are without your endless support. And if it's your first time to listen in, press your subscribe button and ring your notification bell so that you can be fast to receive our bulletins once we upload them. Now, back to the Utumishi tragedy that left 16 or more students lifeless. According to the parent who showed up at my live, clearly stated that the principal is being controlled by top dogs. You know what that means? You are just a principal by title, but you cannot do things like expel students who are stubborn in school. Reason being, they come from rich families. And as you know, national schools have rich people. And remember, this school is in the middle of a military and GSU together with NYS. So most definitely, there could be a top rank trying to control and dominate the school. You are a principal, but you cannot send home any big-headed students. But according to this parent, he clearly stated that the school management and even the government is quite aware of what's going on. They have been, but they just give a cold shoulder. Lesbianism taking over our schools. Okay, so these girls who you see on the CCTV footage are actually girls who behave like boys and they were having a grudge over being rejected by other students, the other lesbian group that was taking over the school. So, due to this rejection, they felt like they are not being listened to, and hence they plan to actually do the unthinkable, set the dormitory on fire. One student apparently woke up and found them in a meeting and was threatened, if you dare open your mouth, we shall kill you. So this student went back to bed and slept, and before you know it, the school dormitory was on fire, because she saw exactly the girls carrying mattresses and assembling them inside the dormitory, hence the threat. But do you think the school principal could have been in position to stop all this if she knew about it? Because two teachers clearly knew about this whole shenanigan but said nothing. Why did they keep quiet? Do you ask yourself? These are the questions. Where did the students get the paraffin from? Where was the matron on duty? Apparently, the parents said the matron was not around school. Where had she gone? Even in a normal workplace, you hand over officially to another colleague that takes over when you are not around. So, how many matrons does this school, Utumishi girls, have? And where was the security? Because according to them, this is a school of high tight security because of the military, KDF, GSU, and NYS. Okay, so thorough check is done in these girls. Where they got this fuel is what we want to know, but they are not yet answering these blanks. And today the girls were arraigned in court in tight security. You can clearly see they're all masked, probably because they are minors, and minors need to be protected in the Kenyan law. You cannot just investigate these minors without proper protocols, okay? During the investigation, the people who are responsible for the children department have to be present. We need their parents also present, a lawyer. They need to be investigated with a justified cause, okay? So in this court, the court is seeking 30 days to actually detain them. Do you think the court will be granted, because it will proceed tomorrow? Will they be granted this chance to detain these girls? Or the girls are in jeopardy in a police cell because they are young girls? But can police officers really dare? Getting to know the case is a public issue. Everything has consequences, and apparently these girls did not know the consequences of setting a dormitory ablaze, killing 16 or more students. But in their right mind, they actually did the heinous activity of murder. What will the court decide? Well, stay tuned to Royal News for more news updates as we follow up on the Utumishi tragedy and the 7 girls who were arraigned in court ahead of investigations. JD Ishmaels.